Hello and welcome back to the last part of AI application development where I will show you how we can make changes manually and then update it manually. But essentially the whole idea of doing it through DevOps. So whenever there is a change and then the change is pushed to the master, you should trigger some DevOps pipeline. In case of GitHub, we use GitHub Action, but if you use any other DevOps engine, you will take that approach and do it automatically without any human intervention. But the human intervention is good for learning. So when you are doing it to understand the steps, it is important to know the steps so that you can do it in an automated way. So let's dive into that. But the recommendation is not manual, it should be automated. So let me go back to my code and let me make some changes. Let me go to the code file and I say customer.py and the customer, and this is where I need to have a V1 information. Now earlier it was not there. Okay, if I may go back and run the application, which is hosted in this Azure container app, does not have V1. Okay, now if I just make the changes here to not V1, V2, let's make it a V2, and then what I essentially have to do is that I need to do the same step as I have done before. So let me increase the size here, and I say Docker images. All right, and I say Docker build okay, -t version 2. I'll now name it to version 2 and put a dot, means in the same folder I have got the Docker file. So it's gonna go ahead and do the steps as it is expected, and it will create another image with a tag name v2, and then that a v2 image will be pushed to Azure Container Registry, because I'm using Azure Container Registry. If you use any other registry, you need to push it there, and then in the application hosting environment, that is my Azure Container Apps, I will change the tag to v2 so that it reflects the changes. Soon we'll see the steps are complete, right? It's not going to be very long. So you say that it's going to be like 46 seconds, almost a minute. It's going to run. Let it run for a moment. While it is running, let me go back to my Azure portal. And here, what I'm going to do is that application revisions and replicas. I'll show you a couple of things. So you can see that this is what's running. The containers which are running, right? I can say edit and deploy, which means that this is the place I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna modify this thing. So I'll say edit. I can even add, so side by side. And if you see that edit, it sure comes up here. So let me just wait for the push to happen so that it reflects here. So it's done. Now I'm gonna run Docker images, and I see the second one, that is v2, and I'm gonna push it to. So I'll say Docker push, and I just take this and say v2. So it's gonna push the thing. So, and you can see that even my container registry knows a bit of it. So already layered available. It's not gonna push only the changes which I have done, which is like all the libraries, etc., will be pushed. So only the top 2 layers are getting pushed. So there also it is cached, it is efficient, it uses minimum bandwidth, only changes goes there. So that 593 MB plus few MBs got pushed, and once it is pushed, the SHA will be created, and once the SHA is created, I'm gonna see it here. And now let me open the portal.azure.com here in a different tab, and I'll be able to see that under the repositories, the v2 is available in my Azure Container Registry. If I open the container registries, go to the number four, and then go to the repositories, and then I see the V customer, and inside the customer, I have a V1 and V2. Now you can see the time, right? It is like 7 p.m., 6:35 p.m. So this is the newer version, which has a different title. Now let me incorporate those changes here by clicking on edit on existing deployment. And then I use the same registry, same image, you can even change them. And I then see both of them, right? So I choose the V2 and I save it. Once I save it, what essentially it's going to do is that it's going to go ahead and, let's say, recreate the container deployment. So it's basically have a revision with the newer version. And once this newer version is available, it's going to go ahead and make it available. So let's wait for a moment while it's working. So I will show you the progress. You can see the deployment is happening right now at this point in time. It is now successfully deployed, right? I can go to the overview and click on the link, let the link open. If everything is fine, it ideally should show me the updated version. Yes, that was the internet history, coming Internet Explorer history. So the Edge history was showing the old one, but the view V2 is now up to date. Now, this is how you make the changes. But as I said, like this is not the ideal way of doing it. You should consider using something like GitHub Actions as part of your DevOps strategy, whichever DevOps tool you are using. Not make anything manual. The manual is good for understanding, but once you understand that, everything's there. Now, I want to end this series by sharing you this GitHub repo where I will share all the codes, the video links, and everything. So if you go here, and you will be able to see the whole bunch of things which you probably need for this application development experience. So thank you very much, and thank you for patiently watching this series. Have a great day. Bye bye.